Pirates of the Caribbean, Salazar's Revenge, or Dead Men Tell No Tales in the US, is directed by Joachim Roning and Espen Sandberg and stars Javier Bardem, Johnny Depp, Jeffrey Rush and many, many more, and tells the story of Salazar, played by Javier Bardem, getting revenge on the young Jack Sparrow for killing him inside the Devil's Triangle, therefore cursing him and his crew. And it also tells the story of William Turner's son trying to break his father's curse from the Flying Dutchman using the Trident of Poseidon to break all curses of the sea. This therefore brings the groups together, finding Jack Sparrow or hunting him down. I'm not going to lie to you guys, this film was a huge disappointment to me. I'm a huge fan of the original trilogy. So, to be honest, I think anyone who also is a fan will also compare it to those three. And if you're going to, well, we're not going to talk about that fourth one. The first three knew what they were doing. They were directed by the same guy, Gore Verbinski. Now he knew he wanted to do 3 films. He wanted to do all 3. He needed to do start, middle and end, and he got those done. Since then, with that terrible fourth thing and this one, it's been different directors. It's had a bit of like an X-Men thing. It's had so many directors doing what they want to do, going, I can do this story a little bit better than that, etc, etc. So it's become sort of a mishmash, and it's really sort of ruined it in a lot of ways, because those first 3 were so cohesive and they knew exactly what they wanted to do. So when you watch this one, in comparison to those 3, this one seems like a bit of a parody of it, and I'll explain why. Because my main problem with this movie was the characterisation of a lot of the people in it. We'll start, because it's not just the one, it will start with Brenton Thwaites, who is the man who plays Will Turner's son in this movie. I understand why bringing him in, and I understand bringing Will Turner's son. I think it's quite clever, but I think that he's extremely wooden in this character, and I don't think it's anything different to what Orlando Bloom did with his character. So when watching him, I wasn't as compelled as I was watching the original 3, because I feel like I've already seen this character before in Orlando Bloom. Another one of my bad points for characterisation in this one was a woman called, and I'm sorry if I pronounce this wrong, Kaya Scodelario, sorry, who plays Karina Smith. Now she has a better story than Brenton Thwaites' character in this, I would say. And she's she's also sort of an independent woman who reads the stars, which becomes a thing. And she, you know, she's very academically inclined. But there's this whole joke of her being a witch when anyone in this whole movie finds out she's clever. It's witch, which really got old quick. And I almost feel like in the same way that they did with Brenton's character, they've also, you can't help but make comparisons to Elizabeth Swann as well, you know, being that damsel in the big dress, etc. But this, it seems really try hard, because the woman playing her, Kaya, is also known for playing Effie in a TV show called Skins, and in that she's a very wooden, moody teenager sort of character who didn't really do a lot, who wasn't, you know, who was a sort of very... So I think she was really trying, maybe a little too hard, to become this new sort of, I am a charismatic actress, and it seemed very, very try hard to me, and that is a shame, because she was very compelling in the film, but just maybe a little bit too try hard. My main disappointment in this film, and this may come as a shock, but maybe not if you've read the reviews before you go and see this movie, is Johnny Depp as Captain Jack. And I'll explain why. I mean, his story is pretty much the same as it has been in every one of the films so far. He's upset someone, he's then killed them, they've been cursed, they then try and kill him. He then hilariously gets out of it in some way. Now that is the formula of these films, so I understand that. But for some reason this one felt like a parody of itself. He was very wooden, not very wooden, he was more drunk for 80% of the movie, or it seemed that way. It just seemed like he was sort of, I know he was supposed to be a pirate that's now down and out, he's on the sort of the lower dregs now, there's not many pirates left. But it just seemed like they tried to use humour more than anything else in him. Now I understand that he's supposed to be funny, but in the first three, he was very funny, but also had very clever ways of getting out of things. In this one, it just seemed like he sort of would just stumble, and it would become, that was, oh okay, I've done it. You know, it was more just sort of convenience, more than him actually being clever at what he was doing. And it was such a shame that, I don't know if that was Johnny Depp doing this to his character or it was the direction, but it very much seemed that they went a completely different way with him, and it was really such a shame that they had to change him so drastically, if you know what I mean. It was so pointless and silly, but sometimes embarrassing as well, which is such a shame, and didn't really want to have to say that about a character that we all know, and of course we all famously know Johnny Depp loves playing. So why they did that to him, I've got really no idea. There is some good points in this film, do not worry, I'm not just here to bash on it. My main character point for this, in terms of like a good one, was Javier Bardem as Salazar. He was really cool. I think he was really good at being this dark, moody, you could feel his anger against Captain Jack. I really think he was brilliant. Now, if you don't know who Javier Bardem is, he's mainly known for playing the protagonist in Skyfall. If you watch the film and go, I remember that guy. Now you should hopefully sort of put the two together. And I do think he was better in this movie than he has been in that one. I think he was really, really cool, and the CGI was second to none, whether it be his ship, the Black Pearl, his crew. There was bits where there was like guys with no heads up to here and guys that were just arms and things. They were really seamless, and we know from like Jeffrey Rush's character in the first movie, Bill Nye's character in the second one, obviously seamless CGI in these films. This one was just as impressive and really was a standout point for me in this quite sort of mediocre film. That being said, I do think this film is better than the fourth movie, On Stranger Tides, but to be honest, I don't think that is much saying much in terms of that in comparison to the other three, because the other three were standalone fantastic films. This one just seems to go on the back burner like the fourth one. To put it in sort of layman's terms, I would say that this one is sort of like, if it's on Amazon Prime one day, ooh, let's just watch that when it's raining or something. It's never a film, I'm not going to pick it up when it comes out. I really don't think it's worth the time in that respect. If you want to go and see it to see sort of your opinion on it, do so. I wouldn't say it's not worth a watch, but I wouldn't say it's worth the purchase of getting it later on. Now, I'm going to base this review score on the other three films, and for that, I'm going to give this film a 2 out of 5. And that is such a disappointment. But, as I said, to put it in perspective of the other three, it is that bad that I'm going to have to give it such a low score. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about what I'm doing here. I really love to hear what you guys thought about it, and I will see you all soon. I think I have a Baywatch review coming out this week as well, so make sure you stick around for that one, guys, and I will see you later.